What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review the debut album by American rapper Lil Tecca. Basically this product is called Virgo Wrld and it came out in the late summer of 2020. So fair about this product, so I ended to review the product by this folks as far as he's first going to happen. I want to get to some of these particular type fairs to see what he's about. He's kind of more amidst like the new school pitches like that. He was born like the early 2000s, so he's more a product of like the late 2010s, early 2010s. The late 2010s, early 2020s pitches like that, so I want to see some of these type fairs to get towards within these pitches like that. This is pretty simple enough classic here to be able to get within the banginess. Definitely blistering type aspect, being able to see the appeal. It carries some particular quantities about within the aspects as far as saying, has some trap flair about it on here, but it also has some of the Juice Wrld kind of makeshift as well within pitches like that. It's kind of the product as far as saying it's a pretty commercial bound type trap within the pitch, similar to folks like Lil Baby and Juice Wrld that kind of made trap and cloud rap kind of within those pitches a little bit more commercial and more kind of the aspect of having trap music but carrying it to more of like a pedestrian and kind of workaday type fair pitches like that. Nails some of that on here. It felt like particularly Lil Tecca had some of those type of appeals towards it. I'm going to see some of his charting songs, see if he charted off this particular product, just the popularity that he particularly had around this time. A couple of these singles were certified platinum by the RIAA, but particularly the only song that really charted in terms like chart appeal is just Dolly as far as those pitch am, which has Lil Uzi Vert on there, so good type pitches like that. But just being able to say within the aspects, blistering type album definitely within appeal, and not just blistering type album, but has not just blistering, but quantity blistering as well. It has banger after banger within these pitches as far as these formats can have. So excellent type word deals within the aspects. So I look after here, being able to say, kind of within the product, and it's just within the fair. This particular cat has similar cadence and fairs like that to Lil Durk within pitches as far as those fairs can have. Kind of similar, very similar within the format, just like a more, probably just like a more youthful type aspect of the way if Lil Baby back in 2020 was probably like 25, 26, 24, somewhere in there within those pitches, particularly within the aspect, it's kind of the fair as far as saying that Lil Tecca is probably like 18, 19, 20, 21, somewhere in there within those pitches. 18, 19, 20 within those fairs as far as those pitch gaps. It's just within the ordeal as far as saying just a young buck within those particular scenes. But the format of it, he nails the execution of this particular fair. First album, just being able to nail that within the appeal. Now, this is not his full-bound first project, but it is the pitch that he dropped a mixtape called We Love You Tecca as far as those fairs can have. But it's within the aspect as far as saying that the trap tunes and makeshift are very dope on here. So pitches like that. So yeah, I would say so Out of Love is a nice single on here. Songs like Iranian Dope, kind of melodramatic trap bleed to get within the aspects of it. Just typical passage and frolic, I'd say, within the aspects for these songs can happen. Just good for like a Lay's chips kind of run pitches like that. It's kind of a missed ordeal. Just one of those type ones, like I was saying, similar to like the format of Lil Baby, some of these type folks within pitches like that. Gunna, Roddy Ricch, some of these type folks within it. Just a particular kind of hit, trap, makeshift kind of bleed within those aspects for us the pitch can happen. Just has that melodramatic type flair, just the same anguish and malaise that typically kind of goes along with it. The forlorn kind of swamp type appeal hits pretty. The forlorn swamp appeal, this song nails its appeal within those pitches as far as those aspects can happen. Just excellent aspect of this particular swampness to listen to past 4 o'clock p.m. pitches like that. Very similar to Lil Baby, like I was saying, pitches like that. Royal Rumble is a nice one. Now, the thing about this album is it kind of switches. It does some of these more pop trap type ones in a more aspect like blue collar fits and pitches like that, but it also has vintage kind of flares like folks like Gucci Mane and Future, who did less of that particular product. So he kind of goes in between going from like Juice Wrld and Playboy Cardi type songs and Lil Uzi Vert type songs, pitches like that, to more songs like Future and Gucci Mane and Waka Flocka and Lil Durk, and those type folks that were more ravenous pitches like that. Royal Rumble and some of these other type ones are examples of that. There's at least another one on here like Foreign and True to the Game, some of those type ones. But Royal Rumble's like a jarring kind of new era trap snarl to get. It's a good primer for like a blitz off, I would say. Definitely a good nice one to stack some supplies to, pitches like that. Get the big liars, get the red cups, get a bunch of fair for like the product, what's going to happen. Just good song to chirp folks versus pitch can happen. Get the buzz going, figure out some products of what's going to happen for like the particular product. It's a good aspect for a great, nice one to listen to after like past 5 o'clock p.m. Friday or Thursday within those pitches, depending upon the fare of your free time pitches like that. Just some good, excellent type ordeals. Our Time is the third single. This is nice as well. It's like a good homebound highlight to get. This mid-2010s kind of time waste, I'd say. Definitely some day tasks here within these pitches. House cleans and pitches like that. Just simple kind of erranding within those pitches for us the format's going to happen. So there are some ones on here. This is kind of a homebound type one. Not as full bound, but it kind of switches like the tone between having the aspects where it can be like a lazy kind of Monday or homebound kind of Monday or Tuesday to more of like turn up kind of Friday, Saturday, Thursday type appeal pitches like that. There are some ones within the aspect. It also has some hosting songs on here within the pitch, not as if every single aspect within diva type fare is more at a venue or bar hopping, just more out on the evening scene. It has some ones where the aspect of more lounge type fare and entertain goes with the flow as far as the pitch is going to happen within stuff to do within the product of then stuff to do around the neighborhood pitches like that. It's a good type products for some of these type ones. Our Time is an example of that. Dolly is kind of one of these type ones as well. Dolly has that particular appeal. It's a good nice one. It's the highest charting song off the album. Good pitches like that. It's like a woozy kind of homebound lounge and you get good L going. Some of those type pitches by L, just good zigzags. Some of those type fares, just some smokish type fare. Backwoods, some of those type products. It's like a nice dine meal to kind of get here within these aspects. Quesadillas, something like that within those fares. Spaghetti, some of those type aspects within the tone. It's kind of an internet surf type song. This check like this web hop pitches like that. Some type of deals. It's good song to cool to within these aspects for us the pitch can have. So this more as if it doesn't have to full bound be within the blistering type aspect like some tear up, just shredding, this typical kind of routine kind of neighborhood hops and out in the bound. It's kind of just more around the local spot pitch like that. Some type of deals just to cool off a bit and just have like particular fare, just chillax type fare lounging. Have a diva roll through pitch like that with an ordeal. Yeah, there's 19 songs on this album. Recommend all 19 pitches like that. There's just plenty of these on here that really shred within the aspects kind of it. Selection is a real nice one. It's like a quality pep and diva fit to kind of get within these aspects. It's a jazzy and bubbly kind of adamance about this song. Real good pitches like that. It's kind of aspect of just having the adamance as far as like quality, just flavor, just consistent kind of energy for like the flavor of the night as far as those pitches can happen. Definite party favors and entertain as far as these pitches can happen. When I say entertain, just the product of just things at the crib that kind of keep things within the aspect where it's not just your sole responsibility, but just having like the things like if you have like a particular PlayStation or just some particular hit PlayStation game or like the popular movie that's kind of going along, something like World War Z, one of those type ones that just is trendy. Obviously World War Z is from 2013, but just the typical type fit is just the selection where it's not like if you're just the aspect of having the library is something kind of within the fair as far as that you're not SOL within those pitches as far as having something that's within the trendy type aspect, just within the flair, kind of within pitches like that, but it's kind of fair, just being handy, some of the stuff fair is in addition, like the standard party favors, having the swishers going pitches like that. Foreign is nice, like a vintage kind of early 2010s mixtape turn up to kind of get within the product of it. This reminds like Waka Flocka, Lil Durk, some of those type folks definitely kind of roaring in like the late fog. So this is just vintage of like mixtape type fares, some of those type pitches, like I was saying, 36 Mafia, obviously Waka Flocka, some of those type pitches. It takes it right back to 2011, 2012 pitches, some of those type fares, 2013 within those aspects. Just prime era is a good type pitch that particularly Lil Tecca nails these appeals about it. Take 10 is nice as well. It's like a woozy and queasy kind of homebound smoke to get. This reminds like Lil Baby and Roddy Ricch, some of those type folks that would kind of have those ones. Kind of way some of those type folks would have like those homebound kind of head shop type songs that are just more smoke fest, that are just kind of more woozy within those aspects. It's a good pop track kind of fit, I'd say, just an overall hot type one. It's kind of the appeal behind it. So there are a couple. It's good, nice, fair to have like some of these type ones, considering Lil Baby was kind of in his prime around this time, early 2020s pitches like that. It's a good aspect for some of those type ones. It's kind of I do kind of question what Roddy Ricch has been up to more or less within these times. It's kind of within the product. He had like a pretty good relative aspect within the tone back in like the late 2010s, like the very early 2020s, but it's kind of been a bit. I kind of question what's going on there. He needs to drop like at least an EP, something like that, but it's kind of fair. But another song that's kind of like Selection is Chemistry. It's like a light residential bump and hosting noise to kind of get within the products of it here. Just have like tortilla chips, standard kind of snack fare pitches like that, and like entry type sense pitches like that, and ciders, some of those type pitches within it. Kind of movie on some of those type fares, just having like that select as far as those pitches can happen. Just good song to vibe to pitches like that. So there's just a number of these type ones. It is a good excellent aspect that Lil Tecca throws some of these type ones, because it's not every single folk that kind of throws these particular type ones for just switching the fit as far as not having every night be like nightclub and strip club type night pitches like that, having some of these type ones that are just more your responsibility to keep like the aspect of like the flair kind of going within the pitch, like alright, we're not going out, kind of like what, just being able to keep things interesting within that same fit if the responsibility falls on your shoulders as far as those pitch can have. So kind of has for some of those type flares within it, just within a trap type sense and just more kind of frolicky type sense. This guy has pep. I mean, some of these type ones, there's difference between Royal Rumble, Foreign, and like True to the Game compared to some of the ones like Our Time and Dolly, compared to some of the type ones like Our Time, Dolly, and Chemistry, some of those type ones with the pitch and selection was good type fair. Insecurities is nice on here. It's like a summery lick, kind of vacay vibe and chill to kind of get within these aspects. Definitely reminds like something Sean Kingston would have done in like the early 2020s, late 2010s if he had dropped more around that time. Just like tropical swishers, I'd definitely recommend for a song like this. Some lime ganja, just some real lime green kind of snot like some real lime green and snot green kind of ganja pitches like that, just real spicy type fit, something like that. Just have like a mango drink as well. Doesn't necessarily have to be, I wouldn't say it's full bound like the mango drink has to be like a Malibu kind of alcoholic drink, but just, pineapple juice, mango drink, something real good within the tropic type fare to add to that particular tropic flavor as a bonus, I'd say, within pitches like that. But it's summer lick type one. Not a ton of these on there is full bound, but it is a nice one for some of that vacay type flair. TikTok is nice as well. It's like a good basic hop to it to get in like a trap sense, I'd say here. More or less like a bustle type song, just same OG type vibes, similar type pitches within those particular type mentalities around like trap type fare within 2010s type fashion. It's kind of a way I live type song pitch like that within that sort of grip about it. It's kind of a taste of some trap dress. It's kind of within the aspect. These are more type ones within the aspect when you think of Meek Mill, Yo Gotti, some of those type folks, Waka Flocka, a little Dirk within those aspects that just would have that typical cut. That would have that typical kind of trap unwind from like the day fair as far as those pitch albums, excellent type flair about it. True to the Game is nice as well within the aspects behind it. It's like a throwback kind of 2010s trap flame to get within the tones behind it here. It's kind of the tones behind it here, just a woozy kind of Gucci Mane and Future kind of styled ride out pitches like that. It's kind of a swamp type song. So just the pitch, very much trap. True to the Game, just a traditional kind of trap ride out pitches like that. Just real ravenous, turned up pitches like that. It's one of those type ones where Future would be real riled. This pitch like that, not so much strip club kind of jump money throwing, but just kind of within the pitch like the typical kind of just bass thump pitches like that. Just real heavy knock. Just you can hear folks coming within those pitches as far as those aspects kind of happen. So good type bang within the aspect like a blister type was just excellent. Good type bang within a blister type. This definite stunt type song within pitch like that. This typical kind of trap fury. Good excellent flair about it. Level Up is nice as well as like a nice wintry kind of personal lounge tune to kind of get within the aspects of it. Just a preoccupied and straightening type of song pitches like that. Straightening song for divas pitches like that within those fair. Just kind of realign, get straight like that as far as those pitches kind of have a good nice one to hit up Walmart, figure out some fair as far as like the product, what's going to happen just within the aspect of this. Picking up like standard fits that you need some of those type fairs within it. Even if it is just picking up like a bottle of Alizé, some of those type pitches, but excellent type product within the fair about it. Last Call is pretty nice as well on here. It's like a grand porch music for like a stogie and like pork rinds, type pitches are similar type formats to that. It's like a good romance and bleed type song within those pitches. And by bleed, just standard spell, this lengthy kind of gap pitch like that. Just the fair, just like typical kind of ruminate pitch like that, and like a more lounge type sense with divas as far as those fairs going to happen. It's kind of a long day type fun as far as those aspects going to go. It's kind of some long day kind of fun as far as those pitches going to go. My long day fun is the aspect of like the typical kind of reprieve from like that fair as far as those aspects going to happen just within the caught upness of blue collar, just traditional kind of day fair pitches like that. Just the after effect of this porch type music with porch type music, diva and mind pitches like that as far as like the fair. Just like, alright, time to just banging and cozy kind of cool off type music within those pitches as far as the format's going to have sex and type ordeals. Trying to think of other ones I haven't talked about on here. I'm not sure if there's a juice, I don't think I've talked about Closest to Heaven. Closest to Heaven is nice, like a floaty kind of Juice WRLD like rumination, kind of get within the aspects of it. Very cloud rap like, has some cloud rap kind of similarities on here, good type pitches like that. It's like a typical kind of 2020s makeshift rap, I'd say. It's like a typical kind of 2020s makeshift, I'd say, within the product of it. Just kind of raps and day fair as far as these pitches kind of go. This feels like that traditional kind of one within the aspect of something you listen to, just commerce-wise pitches like that. When you think of folks like Juice WRLD and Iann Dior, some of the ones that just feels ripped out of 2019, 2020, 2022 pitches like that, standard type fair, real rhythmic type one. Miss Me is nice on here. That's like a basic hop around to get. This reminds like typical kind of 2010s time waste, I'd say, within the product of it. Just tidy the house, cook wings, and those type pitches within the aspect. It's kind of R&D within those aspects for the tones that happen. So this more just kind of homebound, kind of gallivant type fare within the pitch. Some of those type ones that just feels, this is kind of similar to like Closest to Heaven, but just kind of more, less within the pitch, like full bound kind of rumination, but just kind of aspect of this. It's kind of more awkward in terms of like the approach towards it. It's not an awkward song, but it's just kind of pitch of this, extra fair just within the pitch as far as like the product of this. Listening to music, but just not as much within like the turn up type fashion or the aspect of real makeshift in mind pitches like that. It's kind of this standard extra type noise pitches like that. I don't know if I talked about Back It Up on here, but this is a nice one. Back It Up's like a nice entertained and later shift kind of lounging, kind of get within the aspects. Just some day relief, I'd say. Just good for mixed drink type fare meatballs. Don't step aspects within the tone. Just good meatballs kind of meal pitch like that. Just good nice Good, nice dying tune pitches like that, and a nice one to bass to as far as what's first going to happen. So this within the aspect is kind of more within fit, a little bit more rhythmic type one. This is a homebound type one that just has a little bit more kind of within the aspect of like spice about it, just not quite as mellow within the aspect of just more frolic in mind pitches like that. This has a little bit more decent kind of whine type tune within the pitch, just a little bit more within like the aspect of like some jump out within the pitch as far as just like not as much usual kind of chill within the aspect, so it just has some of that particular extra type flair about it. Trying to think of other ones I haven't talked about here. I'm not sure if I talked about Acting Up, and I'm not sure if I talked about When You Down. I'm trying to think of some of these type ones. I don't think I've talked about Acting Up. So Acting Up's like a good routine kind of neighborhood strut to get in like a new era sense, I'd say here. Just a dope kind of carefree breeze about it. Song's like a dope kind of carefree breeze along, I'd say. Just a nice one to bop to. So just kind of within the pitch, just neighborhood type fair excellent aspects like that. More or less like a 2020s type aspect, like a snack run within pitch. Some of those type fairs, just simple kind of Dorito run or pitch like that. Just another Lay's run type song as well, like similar to like Out of Love. Some of those type pitches, just good aspect for like just picking up standard supplies, just in a frolic type sense. Good peppy kind of frolic as far as those fairs gonna go. Not sure, there may be one more I haven't talked about. I think No Answers is the last one I haven't talked about. So No Answers is like a glared kind of basic trap stretcher kind of getting sun gaze, I'd say here. Just a couple dust swishers, I'd say, within the aspects of it. Just kind of one of those type ones that you'd listen to within a more alt-rock type format within the pitch, like something out of, like from Third Eye Blind and Marcy Playground Sons type pitch. Just kind of aspect like a good song to reflect to, pitch like that. Just kind of good for some commute, whether on foot or just vehicle-wise, pitches like that. So yeah, No Answers has like that particular 4 o'clock p.m. dredge type fare, but just more in a trap distance. So just a good trap stretcher for like the product of this Orange Skies pitches like that. I'd say more or less within these fares, I think that particularly takes care of like the, I think that particularly kind of takes care of it within these pitches as far as the format's going to happen. To be honest, so 10 out of 10 album. The social score I'll probably go ahead and give more or less either 9.75 or 10 out of 10. I think within the quality behind this album, just the aspect of nailing these particular songs within the quantity of it, pitches like that, I'd say it's a 10 out of 10 album within the pitch. It has a pretty good affability behind closing in on like particularly behind nailing like the adeptness of like trendy kind of 2020s makeshift within those pitches, similar to like Juice WRLD and folks like that, Iann, Dior, MGK in a certain type of sense, without the rap rock, without the punk flair, but it's kind of the pitch like that traditional type stuff that you've been hearing on rhythmic radio between like probably 2018 or so to about 2023, or just 2020s in general. A lot of good flair like that. It also nails these trap rumblers. I do like some of these mixtape throwbacks, some of the dredge about just like snack run type fare, picking up like good supplies pitches like that. Also pretty good hosting album within pitches like that. The concept, like I was saying, talking about earlier within the fair, of having not just divas out and around within the product and more social runs, but also lounge type music for like pitches like that, with not for more than just movie night and fairs like that. So this is kind of pitch as far as in that extra type product, as far as like the product of this extra type things to kind of keep in mind. A few jump type songs. The only real thing that this album, I'd say, within the full boundness kind of lacks is like a real dance rumbler. That's the only real thing about it, is just something when you think of like a song by Future, like particularly like Same Damn Time or something like that, or one of those type ones, Tony Montana, some sort of Blitzkrieg type one, Waka Flocka with Hard in the Paint, something like that. It's the only real thing, but other than that, it particularly nails it on all cylinders within those pitches, just being able to say that. To look after here, 10 out of 10 social within those pitches. In terms of the future, like Lil Tecca's dropped some recent stuff. He definitely has some prime form to get towards more of these. He has a good flair that he's been popping up in the 2020s pitches like that, so it'll be a good product to get some more of these type ones. But yeah, definite classic here pitches like that, just blistering out of the new school, and just good trap and makeshift fare in general.